And welcome everybody to the first edition of Chris's fantastic video blog about everything. I'm coming up with a new video blog and I'm going to talk about pretty much everything I know, which is movies, music, sports, video games, you name it, we're going to talk about it. I got all kinds of stuff that I've been wanting to get off my chest, arguments about the best movie of all time, why I think Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James, what's the best video games ever made, so I have this blog here that I got a whole bunch of ideas and stuff like that I've been trying to get out there, and hopefully you guys will have a little bit of fun while we do it. If you have any suggestions on things that you want to talk about, or if any opinions or anything like that that you would like me to express, just let me know in the comments. So, what makes a good movie a good movie? Well, it depends on the type of movie that we're talking about. Are we talking about a horror movie? Are we talking about a action-adventure movie? Are we talking about a science fiction movie or a comedy movie? I'm going to do reviews for certain movies, and when I do my reviews, I know not every movie is going to be the greatest movie ever made, so I try to grade a movie on what it's going to be. So if it's a comedy, it should make you laugh. If it's a horror movie, it should scare you. If it's an action movie, there better be some pretty cool, scene, explosion, or whatnot. It can't just be something that's forgettable. If you leave the movie theater and you can't talk about at least one thing that you remember from the movie didn't do its job. So I try to grade movies in that sense. I know everything's not going to be the greatest thing ever made, but at the same time, the movie should at least be entertaining, and it should make you do what it was intended to do. For my sports segments, I want to make sure everybody knows I try to be fair and not biased. My favorite football team is the San Francisco 49ers. My favorite basketball team is the Dallas Mavericks. Favorite baseball team is the Texas Rangers. Favorite hockey team is the Dallas Stars. I know it's kind of crazy. All my teams are Dallas and Texas except for football, and that's because I hate the Dallas Cowboys. And that's just not going to change, but I need to get that out there from the get-go. But I still will be, I think, fair and unbiased in all my opinions, or at least as unbiased as I can be. I love all the sports. I love to play every single one of them. I played them growing up. I played soccer. I'm in love with, just the games, playing all of them. I respect the skill that it takes to play a lot of these games. I'm amazed at how talented some of these guys are. And so I'm so passionate when someone questions the best of the best. To me, it's unquestionable. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time, or Dan Marino and Joe Montana are the best quarterbacks of all time. Walter Payton and Barry Sanders are the best running backs, or Wayne Gretzky is the best hockey player ever. It's ridiculous when I hear someone say otherwise. And I have stats to prove it, and I'm going to do it here in this blog. That's why I made this, so I can show factual evidence as to why I'm right. So we're going to have some fun with all those, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be a few people that disagree with me. Next thing I was going to talk about is video games. Different types of genres of video games. I play every single genre, so I want to go through the best action-adventure games, the best strategy games. We got a lot of good sports games out there. Try and do some genres maybe that everybody wouldn't think that they actually would enjoy. Games like Portal or Katamari Damacy. They're not very popular games that everybody knows, but they're really, really cool games. They're pretty freaking awesome. And if you ever just take the time to actually play them, give them a chance, you guys would love them. They're really cool. Okay, for tonight's midnight movie review, we're gonna start off with one of the coolest movies ever made, and it's called Big Trouble in Little China. I picked this movie because it's a fun one to talk about, and it's awesome. There's some really cool aspects about this movie that they just don't do it like this anymore, man. The 80s were different, and I don't really think they can make a movie like this now. And I'm also kind of bitter too because Mortal Kombat blatantly ripped off everything from this movie. I mean, Raiden looks just like Lightning from the movie. Okay, his hat and everything. Lo Pan and Shang Tsung, they're the same dude. One's like 100 years old. Shang Tsung's 100 years old. Okay, he turns into a ghost in the movie, and he's, you know, handsome and young, just like Shang Tsung is. I mean, I don't know why the people haven't sued somebody over it. Anyways, so this movie has some of the best fight scenes you'll ever see. The stunts and the choreography. I believe the guy who used to do Bruce Lee's movies, the combat stuff like that, he did that for this film, and you can tell it's excellent. Kurt Russell, he's awesome as usual, and I'm not sure of his name. I need to look it up. The guy who plays Lo Pan. That's not very professional of me, I know, right? I'm over here doing a blog and I don't even know the dude's name. Yeah, that dude, you know, the guy that we've seen in all these movies. Yeah, anyways, the guy who plays Lo Pan, the main villain for the film, he's awesome. He's awesome as the villain. You know, a lot of the side actors, the supporting cast, they're perfect. I mean, they all play their role well. Kim Cattrall, she's in it. She's gorgeous. All right, I think this is right after Mannequin. She did this role. And I mean, she was almost worth just watching in this movie just for her by herself. One of the main reasons why I always like this movie, or I think it's cool, because the best films I tell people about, they have what I call is taking it to the next level. Some movies are good and they end and you're like, oh man, that was pretty good. And then some movies, they get to the end and the director and the screenwriter are like, hey, we're not done yet. We're just getting started. And Big Trouble in Little China is one of those films where, like, man, they could have ended it, but they take it to like the 10th level, and it gets so crazy by the end of the movie. There's like the coolest battle scene ever near the end, and then the famous scene with Thunder that anybody who's seen this movie knows all about. I mean, it's really, really cool. It's a really, really, really fun movie. You could do much worse, and I mean, highly recommended. I give it a B+. You know, it's not for everybody. It's not like an Academy Award-winning film, but as far as, you know, just fun action adventure films go, this one's one of the best ones you can get. It's got this really cool, like, you know, Chinese mythology going on, you know, black magic and stuff like that. It's crazy. It's a crazy film. Crazy film. But don't take it too seriously. Just watch it and have fun. There's tons of one-liners that you'd love to watch in it. Well, everyone, that is the end of my very first episode of Chris's fantastic video blog about everything. It's going to take me a little bit of getting used to talking to the camera by myself. I'm going to have a few guest stars, namely my kids. I got kids of all ages, and they're going to, you know, help talk about some of the movies and some of the subjects so we can have some back and forth, and it's not just me staring at the camera. But until next time, everybody have a good evening, good morning, and good night, however he says in that, and see you around.